A very good morning, friends. Today we will discuss about an important topic in biochemistry, that is fatty acid oxidation or beta oxidation of fatty acids. Coming to the some chemistry part of fatty acid. So suppose this is a fatty acid. If this is a fatty acid, it is numbered from this carboxyl end as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the carbon atom adjacent to this carboxyl group, it is known as alpha, beta, gamma, and so on. And from this methyl end, it is numbered as omega 1, omega 2, omega 3, and so on. So most common fatty acid oxidation is beta oxidation of fatty acid. In this beta oxidation of fatty acid, there is successive removal of two carbon compound, that is acetyl coenzyme A, and it typically involves this beta carbon. And there is cleavage in between this alpha and beta carbon. It is known as beta oxidation of fatty acid, in which there is successive formation of acetyl coenzyme A. Now in the oxidation, there are number of types of oxidation. Of this, beta oxidation is more common. So the beta oxidation. Then less common pathways are alpha oxidation, then omega oxidation, then oxidation of odd chain fatty acids, then oxidation of unsaturated fatty acids, and oxidation of very long chain fatty acids, means fatty acids which contain more than 20 or more than 22 carbons. They are known as very long chain fatty acid. So these are the different types of oxidation. This beta oxidation, it occurs in the mitochondria. Alpha oxidation, it involves the oxidation of phytanic acid, and it occurs in the endoplasmic reticulum / peroxisomes. Then omega oxidation, it occurs in the endoplasmic reticulum and microsomes. Oxidation of odd chain fatty acid, it occurs in the mitochondria. Oxidation of unsaturated fatty acid, that occurs in the mitochondria, and very long chain fatty acid, it occurs in the peroxisomes and mitochondria. So these are the different types of oxidation. Of these, beta oxidation is more common. Now coming to the beta oxidation proper. In the beta oxidation, there is successive removal of two carbon compound leads to the generation of acetyl coenzyme A and energy. There are three main steps in the beta oxidation. It occurs first site, it occurs in the mitochondria, especially in the liver, adipose tissue, and muscle. Then there are three steps in the beta oxidation of fatty acid. The first one is the activation of fatty acid to acyl coenzyme A. Second, the transport across the inner mitochondrial membrane, and third one is the steps proper or oxidation. So in the activation of fatty acid, in this activation what happens, this fatty acid, it is converted into acyl adenylate, and this acyl adenylate is converted into acyl coenzyme A. This requires ATP. In this reaction, ATP is converted into inorganic pyrophosphate. So there is utilization of two high energy bonds in the beta oxidation or in the activation. So this ATP is converted into inorganic pyrophosphate. There is utilization of coenzyme A and liberation of AMP. This is the two steps catalyzed by the thiokinase or acyl CoA synthetase. It is catalyzed by the thiokinase or acyl CoA synthetase. So in this reaction, ATP utilized, two high energy phosphates are utilized in this reaction and make this reaction irreversible. Coenzyme A is required and magnesium is required for this activation. So in the activation, these fatty acids are converted into acyl coenzyme A. Now in the transport, this acyl coenzyme A, it is the inner mitochondrial membrane is impermeable to this acyl coenzyme A. So special system is there that is known as carnitine shuttle system. With the help of carnitine, this acyl coenzyme A, it combines with the carnitine and this is converted into acyl carnitine. This is with the help of carnitine acyl transferase. This is with the help of carnitine acyl transferase 1. Carnitine acyl transferase 1, and then it is transported through a inner mitochondrial membrane with the help of special protein, carrier proteins. It is known as translocase. Now in the inside the mitochondria, this acyl carnitine, it is converted into carnitine plus acyl coenzyme A. This is with the help of carnitine acyl transferase 2. This is acyl coenzyme A. So this is the transport. Now coming to the oxidation propers. In oxidation of fatty acid, it includes 4 important steps. The first one is the oxidation. Second one is the hydration. Third one is the oxidation. And fourth one is the cleavage. So these are the 4 important steps in the beta oxidation of fatty acid. This oxidation, it is catalyzed by the enzyme acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase. Then hydration with the help of enoyl coenzyme A hydratase. Then again oxidation with the help of beta hydroxyacyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, and cleavage, this is with the help of thiolase. So these are the 4 important steps in the beta oxidation of fatty acid. Now coming to the beta oxidation proper, or steps in the beta oxidation. So this is inside the mitochondria, the activation of fatty acid that occurs in the cytosol. Inside the mitochondria, this fatty acid, so this is acyl coenzyme A, which is transported inside the mitochondria with the help of carnitine shuttle system. Then this acyl coenzyme A, with the help of acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, it is converted into trans-enoyl coenzyme A. The enzyme required in this reaction is acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase. And in this step, FAD is required, and this FAD is converted into FADH2. So this FADH2 in electron transport chain will give 1.5 ATP in the electron transport chain. Now this trans-enoyl coenzyme A, as there is formation of double bond occurs in the trans-enoyl coenzyme A. The second is the hydration. In this, it is catalyzed by the enoyl coenzyme A hydratase. With the help of enoyl CoA hydratase, this trans-enoyl coenzyme A, it is converted into beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A. And this beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A, with the help of beta hydroxy acyl coenzyme A dehydrogenase, it requires NAD, and this NAD is converted into NADH. So this is converted into keto acyl coenzyme A. So this is the oxidation with simultaneous reduction of FADH2 or formation of FADH2. This is hydrolysis. Then again oxidation. There is requirement of NAD, which is converted into NADH, and in electron transport chain, this NADH will give you 2.5 ATP. Now this keto acyl coenzyme A, it is cleaved by the thiolase. This is the cleavage, and it will give you acyl coenzyme A and acetyl coenzyme A. And this acetyl coenzyme A, it is a 2-carbon compound. It enters the TCA cycle. TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. And this acyl coenzyme A again follow the same steps of beta oxidation. So if palmitic acid undergoes beta oxidation, so palmitic acid undergoes beta oxidation, it is a 16-carbon compound. So it will undergo 7 cycles of beta oxidation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will undergo 7 cycle of beta oxidation. There is formation of 7 FADH2. There is formation of 7 NADH, and there is formation of 8 molecules of acetyl coenzyme A. So in the energetics, by palmitic acid, which is a 16-carbon compound, so this 7 FADH2 will give you 7 into 1.5 ATP. This 7 NADH, that will give you 7 into 2.5 ATP. And 8 cycles of acetyl coenzyme A in the TCA cycle, it will give you 80 ATPs. So there is total generation of 108 ATPs, and 2 are utilized in the activation, so -2. So palmitic acid will give you 106 ATP. And if it is a stearic acid, which is a 18-carbon compound, so it will undergo the 8 cycles. 8 cycles. There is generation of 9 acetyl coenzyme A, which gives 90 ATP plus 8 FADH2, and 8 NADH. That total will give the 122 ATP minus 2. So 120 ATPs are produced by the oxidation of stearic acid, which is a 18 carbon compound. So oxidation of palmitic acid will give you 106 ATP. Oxidation of stearic acid will give you 120 ATP. So this is the energetic. In the regulation, this pathway is mainly regulated by the transfer in the carnitine shuttle system. So in the well-fed state, what happens in the regulation? It is mainly through the carnitine shuttle system regulation. In the well-fed state, when the insulin is high as compared to glucagon, it favors the fatty acid synthesis. And in fatty acid synthesis, there is formation of malonyl coenzyme A, which inhibit this carnitine shuttle system. So if there is fatty acid synthesis, beta oxidation will stop, or beta oxidation will be inhibited. And when the insulin glucagon ratio is low, or in the fasting state, when this ratio is low, there is this malonyl CoA synthesis is inhibited and the beta oxidation will be stimulated. So it is regulated at the level of carnitine shuttle system. In the well-fed state, the fatty acid synthesis occurs. In the fasting state, the beta oxidation occurs.